No democratic government does that. So I'm surprised that she even bothers to uh, make the point, because the normal thing and the normal course in that the Constitution prescribes.
After the 15th of September, which is when the parliament dissolves, the, the prime minister has no power to call no election.
Bless up, ABR family and viewers. Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl, and Isabel Rose. And in this one, constitutional lawyers weighs in on Marlene Malahou's fourth election statement, as well as the People's National Party calls on the silent government for truth and accountability as it pertains to unsafe water in Jamaica. And the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Kamina Johnson-Smith, answers to calls for clarity on U.S. latest 10% tariff. Stay tuned for the details at hand. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Now, in this first segment, we're seeing constitutional lawyers Isaac Buchanan and Lloyd Barnett takes on the statement via Marlene Malahou Ford, the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, as she stated that our elections are not constitutionally due in September. To which she is basically testing the waters to me, and as I implore Jamaicans, do not be distracted and do not let them throw you off, rile you up to cause chaos in the country. Now, I want you to listen to these constitutional lawyers and don't be dismayed. The general election in Jamaica has to be called in 2025. So she coming out with that statement only proves that she, played herself for a big fool right there.
Strictly legally, the what she says is correct, but no democratic government does that. So I'm surprised that she even bothers to uh, make the point, because the normal thing and the normal course in that the Constitution prescribes is that the life of the Parliament ends on the anniversary, the fifth anniversary of the first meeting. And we know that the first meeting of Parliament after the last election was in September. And that is why, everybody has been saying the elections have to be held by September. But in exceptional circumstances, you can call the elections at a period after that cutoff date, though the Parliament really is not sitting. So that what it will be doing is depriving us of our parliamentary representation by extending the period before the new Parliament is elected, so that there's really no justification from a democratic point of view for that situation to be exploited. One of the things about
Yes.
constitutions is that you must not always go by the letter of the law, but by the principle of the law. Because there are things which have to be generalized in a document, and it cannot anticipate the behavior of people from time to time, so that a lot depends on the integrity of the persons operating the system.
Why do you say you're surprised by the comments of the minister?
Because if you do not contemplating going beyond the what I would call the normal and conventional time, why should you mention it? And although everybody has accepted that the normal time is by September, she was criticizing journalists for saying that it is September. You know, why should anybody concentrate on the exceptional rather than the normal and the appropriate?
Very well. Thank you, Dr. Barnett.
Right.
After the 15th of September, which is when the parliament dissolves, the prime minister has no power to call no election. So even if you see him at the point after the 15th of September, if he steps to the podium and says, I have informed the Governor General that the election is this date, it's just one big dummy standing up trying to save face because time run out on him.
Now, after high levels of coliform has been reported in our water, deeming it unsafe for consumption, we've seen the results, we've seen the proof from a National Water Commission data exposed via Jesse James Clark. Now we're seeing the People's National Party candidate Raymond Price basically calling out the silent government, telling them that time come for truth and accountability.
Let's talk the plain truth. The government's own report for February from the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation shows that the water in parts of Kingston and St. Andrew had higher than acceptable levels of coliform bacteria. That means the water was unsafe, full stop. The cause? Animal waste, pesticide runoff, and poor environmental controls. And yet, we've heard nothing meaningful from the government or from the National Water Commission. No apology, no urgency, no real plan. Thankfully, Jesse James Clark stood up and brought this to the people's attention, forcing transparency in the face of official denial. I salute him for that. As a Jamaican and as an environmentalist, I say this clearly. Our water system needs proper attention and our people deserve better. We need facts, not cover-ups. Clean water, not excuses. And leaders, not spin doctors. It's time now for accountability.
And last but not least, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Kamina Johnson-Smith, states that the government of Jamaica has taken note of the new tariff regime announced by the U.S. President of the United States of America, and that they are obtaining the requisite technical documentation to ensure accuracy of details and appropriate analysis. She's asking that y'all be assured that they appreciate the public's need for further information and clarity and will update the business community and the wider public accordingly. I'm not sure how much longer should the people of Jamaica wait when we see in other Caribbean countries, giving their residents clarity on that and what, they should look out for. But with this government, them basically, trying to find time to basically lower the tariff or to lower the tax on imported goods in Jamaica. Them busy doing that instead of coming to brief the nation about what does that 10% truly and really means for a big market as America, who they do a lot of exporting to.
The government is reviewing duties on imported food with the aim of reducing these charges and ultimately the price of food. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness asserts that the government will not increase the cost of food with more taxes, but instead implement a strategic review of tariffs for goods that are not produced at competitive prices locally.
The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, along with the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, established a working group to conduct a strategic review of all our food imports to determine which duties to reduce. Recommendations from the group are now being reviewed by the Ministry of Finance for implementation.
Dr. Holness emphasizes that a significant portion of the money spent on imported food is due to taxes, including import duties, stamp duties, and general consumption tax, GCT, in addition to compliance fees and an environmental levy. The Prime Minister is assuring that the measure to reduce import food prices would not harm local farmers and that the government will be increasing the Ministry of Agriculture's $1.2 billion production and productivity program to help farmers navigate any uncertainty.
The government will also ensure through the Consumer Affairs Commission and the Ministry of Agriculture that distributors, wholesalers, and supermarkets do not exploit consumers by inflating prices. Commodity price reports will be published bi-weekly through traditional and social media to keep the public informed and protect consumers from unfair practices.
Dr. Holness went on to highlight that the government has consistently supported local farmers through the AgriCare initiative and has since provided more than $4 billion in direct support to them.
Anyways, ABR family, having said all of that, what's your take on everything that was outlined in this video? Let me hear in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel on the road to 30K and beyond. Help me to get there. Get this video to at least 5,000 likes. Stay tuned for more videos. Stay tuned for more updates. Big up on yourself. Happy Friday.